distinctly French, shows up looking like Errol Flynn's 19 men do the river dance and advance on him like one of the...
No.
Saying something a little bit
That's better.
Aw,
that's covered in slime. How am I supposed to work when I'm covered in slime? Greetings, travelers and gnomes and elves and anyone else. This is probably just going to be a more chill one than usual. It's happening. I am making a green version of that pinafore I made in the last video. I know. Yeah, I know. Naturally, I've made it into a whole thing. A whole, mission. You see, I also would like to make an apron to go with it. And anything else I'd like to put that with. It's because I want I want a nice outfit to bake in. So we're going to be making a dress, an apron, and then I'll probably bake in the next video. I probably shouldn't make promises. As I've mentioned previously, I already have some green fabric. And then I got some more random green fabric. By fabric, I mean a bedsheet. They're all randomly just slightly too different of colors. But I have a green pinafore I made many a year ago that I do not really wear all that often. That is a similar enough of a color. Well, enough. I'm gonna have to Frankenstein this shit together. I have lots of random white fabric for only a $5 from a charity shop. So basically this entire video is kind of just me using, I think, bed sheets and bedding to make clothes. Which I think is a grand theme. The plan is plain and simple. Repeat what I did with the pinafore the last time with some slight changes. There's this green pinafore I've seen on Pinterest that has fastenings, kind of like corset fastenings on each side. Another difference is the fact that I will be using 2 different fabrics. So I'm thinking that I will just make one fabric the front and back panel and the other fabric side panels. I'm hoping to connect the front and back panels together and pleat the second fabric enough so it's kind of like enclosed behind the front 2 panels being together. I'm gonna have to try and draw this or something to get it across. I would like to make it similar to the last one where it's a 3-tier skirt. It may have to be 2. Also would like to add pockets again to this one because oh baby I love you way every day. I love pockets. These ones I want to make bigger though. I didn't make the ones big enough. The apron, there's this one style I really like that I have on my dress. Who would have seen this coming? Oh right, on the green dress I'd also like to add some embroidery on the front. From the image I saw online there was a little bit of embroidery, and I think adding just a little bit of like something on the plain green fabric will just add something a little nice to it. I think it'll be good. I've done embroidery before, not a lot. Not good at it, but I'm still gonna do it if I wanna. The apron is just a bunch of squares and rectangles, really. I'd like to say it shouldn't take me long. Well, but it probably will. I haven't even addressed like any of y'all yet because this is just strange to me that I do not expect to be addressing anyone, but I guess now I kind of am after uploading 4 videos. Almost 100 subscribers, which is kind of crazy. I don't even want to say it out loud because it just feels kind of strange. Hey guys, hey. So, thank you. I appreciate y'all being here and enjoying my stupid editing. And that's pretty much it. I best get started. Hi guys, I best get started. Yeah, I think we got a problem. I think my dog don't eat my homework. So this is the state of my sewing. Oh my god. In all fairness, I think this is because my dog tried to actually eat this. We listen and we do not judge. By the way, this is actually what I used in the last video. This got completely chewed and ripped up, so this is why this looks brand new, because I had to make a new one. What an abomination. Let's move those out the way. So I would like to measure how much fabric I've got to work with, and then measure how much needs to go towards bodice. Right, this is about B equals 10. The last time I made this, I said the armholes were too small. And obviously, as you see, I kind of have I'm so embarrassed every time I look at it. Oh, I'm crying. Oh my god. I just imagine what anyone's reaction is this. I don't have loads to work with, but we ain't gonna stop here, so let's get into it. Yeah. While I was seam ripping the green pinafore, I decided to put on Pride and Prejudice for the first time, and I am, once again, so amazed by Keira Knightley's mouth acting. It needs to be studied. Has someone studied it? I love it. Well, I just got rid of the waistband and straps and buttons from the top of the skirt, and I think I'm gonna call it a day so I can continue watching The Pride of Prejudice. Fret not, there is no mango loco today. Oh, I've cut out all the bodice pieces, all my ladies, all my ladies. Now it's just time to just cut out the panels of the dress. First tier, will be 10 inches. Next layer about 13 or so, and this will fit at least two tiers. So that's good. So this layer I will mark as 11 inches. So there's some seam allowance. As a more update on Pride and Prejudice, ironically, I didn't watch the film in the first place because I thought it was quite boring. It looked boring. And as a person with an attention deficiency, I'm gonna find things boring. Despite my love for cottagecore and the whimsiness of it all, despite that, I did enjoy it. I think I would watch it again just to experience the calm slowness of it all. There's never like too much going on at once. It was nice and calm, very pretty to look at. Although those random zoom-in shots really just took me out. It would just be like, just something going on, and then like Mr. Darcy would just enter the room, it would just like, the camera would just zoom on his face, and that took me out a little. I thought that was really funny. I expected more, honestly, not even just bickering, just interaction between Lizzie and Mr. Darcy to expect, you know, why they yearn.
Are you laughing at me?
I thought there would be more interaction before the confrontation of, well, I yearn for you. So I was gagged when he was like, I love you. And I was like, what happened to hello? Hi, how are you? Bear in mind that my knowledge and background is of Jane Eyre by Emily Bronte, because that's something I had to read when I did English Lit in college. And between that Jane and Mr. Rochester was his name, been a hot minute. I don't know. There was like, in that book, there was just so much bickering and back and forth and a lot of banter and witty comebacks from what I can remember. I do not know the Pride and Prejudice book. I assume it's a book. It could be much better in the book. The film was like an hour and a half. So there's only so much you can fit in a movie, of course, which is a shame. I don't see why people adapt books if they can't do it to the greatest ability. I enjoy the detail of when they were at parties. They obviously dressed for the, I believe, Regency era, much like in Bridgerton. Whenever I saw an old woman in the background, she was always not dressed for that era, but well, it looked as if they were all dressed for the previous era. It was just lovely. Made me yearn for the it made me yearn for the fields. The children yearn for the mines. I think I've cut out most of the pieces I need. I think I'm just gonna pin it all together and put it on mandolin to see how it all looks. Let's go! So I chose to pin the bodice first so I could see if anything needed trimming, and similar to the blue pinafore, I trimmed around the armholes to my liking. It needed a bit of a snip snip snip. Moving on to the skirt, I did what I always do, which is use way too many pins and eventually lose them all to the pin goblin, the aka Goblin. But I was really liking how it looked so far. It was really giving Tinkerbell / Tiana from Princess and the Frog. Ooh. And as per tradition, I added a lovely shirt to help me see the vision of what I'm gonna make. Alright, so to get those loops on the side for the style of corseting, I needed to cut up the bodice pieces to get those loops more accurately to where I need them. Damn, look at that smooth line. Looking all smooth and line. So this may look like I'm moving on the pockets, but I am in fact trying to create identical triangular pieces to smoother connect the darker green at the waist. So the transition to light green looks a little better. Here's a crappy drawing of me trying to present what I mean. Do you wanna know what I'm just now realizing? I got this green bed sheet from Tesco. If I needed more fabric, I could have just got another bed sheet from Tesco. Now I feel silly. I feel super silly. Alright, after taking way too long, it is now time to sew the skirt. This thing has somehow grown very dusty. It's not plugged in. Well, knowing me, I'm gonna find the skirt sewing very boring. Because Lord knows, I cannot sew in a straight line without getting very distracted. Wish me luck! With those triangular pieces pinned, it's absolutely now giving Tiana's end princess dress. I unintentionally just upped the whimsy of the skirt, and I ain't complaining, folks. It's another day, and I have not made a single bit of Huh? What? What's this? Well, I dyed it. Wow. No, well, not. I didn't watch Pride and Prejudice once and tried to become Elizabeth Bennet, though it might look like that a little bit. No, I didn't see this jumper and thought, I'm going to match that aesthetic completely.
What the dog doing?
I've had blonde hair since, I want to say 2019, although I love it. Your girl wants that whimsy aesthetic of having long, luscious hair. Long, I want a bit of Draco Malfoy's mum kind of vibe. I hope you like it. Moving on. I haven't made a single bit of progress. All I gotta do is sew in a bunch of straight lines. But I saved a bunch of Pride and Prejudice video essays last night, so maybe I'll try and put those on and listen. The film wasn't super interested, and yet I'm like, all these video essays I've come across, I I need to watch. I listened to one last night and it was how poor really are the Bennets. So if I put on some of these video essays, maybe, just maybe, I will get at least a skirt done. Girl, I saw the cutest hat in a charity shop yesterday. And I mean like, you know those like comical, huge like police hats? Or like postman hats that you'd see in like a cartoon. It was like real, but it was huge, but it was 30 quid. And I was like, I may or may not update you on if I get it or not. We shall get started because Lord knows what any work I could get done. Let's go! Okay, so first sewing of the skirt didn't go so well. As you can see, the light green doesn't line up. It just invades the darker green. Oh boy. I'm not too pleased. So I wasn't feeling too good by now because all I was thinking was, I wish I had more green fabric. And then it hit me. I'll just toddle on down to Tesco and see if they have any more green bed sheets. Oh, Simo boots! We did it! Well, in the meantime, I decided to start on the bodice and the loops so I can actually achieve something today. And turns out, I pinned all the loops the wrong way. Wrong loops, right loops. Why do I sound so American, you ask? I don't know. Don't question it. So bibbidi bobbidi bob's your uncle. The bodice is sewn. I finally feel like I did something today. But it doesn't stop there, folks, because we're now starting on the apron. I wasn't sure how long to make the skirt of the apron, so I measured from my waist down my legs, which ended up being too short. I don't know why I thought 60 centimeters was a Gucci man. It certainly was not, but you'll see how I fixed it. This is me trying to just figure out how long to make the straps. And once I cut all the pieces, I decided to label them because it's just a white mess. Name your schmack tape. And thank God I did, because this came in actually real handy later on. So the Tesco plan didn't work. They didn't have it. I guess maybe the reason why the sheet was reduced might have been because they were getting rid of them. So that's gonna have to take a lot of work and maths and deconstructing the skirt, moving a lot of things around. And that sounds like not fun, so I'm going to push that now to the back of my mind. Anyway, I don't know if y'all remember, but I mentioned I saw a hat at a charity shop that I might get because I wanted it. Well, here is she. Because where would you ever find something like this? It gives like postman to me right now. By the way, my fingers are just gonna look hella dirty because I use my hands to dye my hair and it's stained. So now I just look like I dig through dirt every day. I'm gonna be carrying on with the apron, but first I got hella sidetracked. Found this really cute cardigan from Primark and it was on sale for $10. But naturally I couldn't just buy a cardigan. I now have to accessorize it. Side note, my partner recently got a 3D printer and we've just been going ham. I heard 3D printer and I found this. Wow! And then, wow! Got some candles. Oh, oh my god. Anywho, I'm gonna do this, then work on the apron. On to the side quest. Alright, so grab all the cute fabrics I did and make some fun shapes with them. Can you guess what? That's right, baby. We're sewing mother effing jam jars up in here. I decided to hot glue it all down first so it wouldn't all fly away. Oh, we're flying away now. While I sewed them. I also bought the snazziest green and red thread for this, so outline those strawbs we shall. I've actually never done this before, so I didn't really know what I was doing. I used a basic zigzag stitch, and I just kept using the back pedal button to keep going back and forth to get that full coverage. Because if I didn't, the zigzag just didn't zigzag enough. So it looks like what I'm doing is impressive. I had not a clue what I was doing. That being said, this could not have turned out cuter. I love it so much. Now we're just outlining the little label and we shall be done to move on. Look how cute it is. I love it so much. Oh, get off. Yeah, get off. Now I'm just cropping the cardigan in general, just for personal preference. I just wanted it a bit more cropped. And with that, the side quest is complete. I think this is just the most cutest thing I've ever done impulsively in my entire life. Maybe. I love it so much. It's just the little detail adds so much more adorableness to this cardigan. Now moving on to the actual part of the video. The apron. After sewing the skirt, I gathered it at the waist and tested it out, its flowiness in the mirror. I moved on to that little square pinny that attaches to the waist and sew that all nice looking. Now I actually wanted everything to turn out nicely, so I decided to crisp up the waistline and the straps and iron them all out. Just look at that crisp waistband! It's going pretty well so far. So these straps are pinned on the side, and the pinny is like pinned on as well. It's like a decent size. Let me show you the back. So I pinned it to the waistband so I could tie it in like a cute bow. It's giving me this joy. Yeah, I think that's looking very good. When I think ironing the straps makes a hell of a difference. Now I think I'll just sew all of these on and then the ruffles onto that. Now it's time to add those loops onto the waistband and sew the ruffles. Alright, I've officially wrecked the shit out of my back. Hunched over the sewing machine for like 5 hours. I think I'm gonna sew the skirt ruffle and then call it a day. Somebody save my poor innocent back. So it's a new day. Considering I wrecked the shit out of my pulpo back, I'm inclined to do any activity that maybe doesn't contribute to that. So we're doing embroidery. I need to look up some designs. So we're going to go on Pinterest. We're going to see what we can find. I wonder if I have a Pinterest board on embroidery. Yes, I do. Ooh, the fossils. The fossils are very cute. It'll help me narrow it down if I just stick to green. Let's click on more ideas. Damn, why is it all so complicated? I love this so much because it reminds me of the Welsh dragon, and I of course identify as Welsh, so oh, that's so pretty. I love fins. I'm gonna be here all the doo-dah day. Alright, I've drawn the most basic bodice front panel I can. I think we're gonna go with the fin. Perhaps it may be nice to have different colors. I need to grab the bodice, grab a embroidery hoop, my thread, a needle. So, let's get to it. Alright, it's the next day. This is gonna take me forever. It's gonna take me so long. I would record what I am doing, but because I know it's gonna take me so long, because I'm just gonna like record what I can, or just honestly, I just want to get through it. Lord, I just want to complete this. I know what we're all thinking. I'm also glad I got the perfect shot of hours of embroidery. And I apologize. Don't worry, it'll all be worth it. So I decided to lengthen the skirt by adding some extra little bit of ruffles at the bottom. And once adding the ruffle to the straps, it was looking heckin' stinking damn cute. Look at me! I genuinely became stumped with the pockets. I wasn't honestly quite sure what to do with them. I ended up sewing them on top of the pleated skirt, which is odd. It does look a little odd, but nonetheless, This is looking amazing. This is looking so insanely beautiful to me. I hope y'all are enjoying this too. So multiple days have passed because we have an issue. Remember when I said I like ripped the shit out of my back? Actually wrecked the shit out of my back. So that couldn't just be solved with a day's rest because I have a problem. Because I have what Google said was kyphosis. Basically, your girl's evolving into a hunchback.
You are deformed, I am deformed.
No! Since you have not been here for the past like 10 years of my life, you have not witnessed the consistent poor posture for many, many years now that have now caught up with me at my ripe age of 24. You just don't think it's like that big of a deal, you know? Till it is. So hopefully I can work on that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have to change the way I do things. I'm gonna get those freaking glasses that have the mirror in them so that you can just have your head up straight and it shows you the view of down. Those are gonna be so goofy. They in fact do look goofy. Thank you. I just, one day recently, suddenly just desired an embroidery machine. And I found one for ye old 200 quid on Facebook Marketplace. But I thought it was a very solid deal because the original retail price of this embroidery machine is £900. So I thought it was a very hefty deal, considering it wasn't just the machine. It came with like all the accessories and like so much thread. I got thread for days. It also comes with a really cute app, so I can just like via Wi-Fi just send designs over, which is like so cool, so cool. So I've set that up. We tested it out, and my husband was like, "I'll just type some letters." What did he type? What did he type? Oh, just piss. Yeah, what I embroidered and took like 2 days to embroider on the green dress here. It's lovely. It is lovely. I do like it. It does look nice. I just don't think it suits. It's not what I envisioned for the dress. I'm just gonna probably like redo the front 2 panels if I can find some scrap fabric, and then maybe probably use the embroidery machine. But until then, let us measure. Alright, so I switched up my plan, did the girl maths, tested it out, and it is looking exactly now how I wanted it to in my head. I am so pleased with the new direction I was able to take it in, and fix the issue. So I tried gathering all of my fabric scraps as much as I could. I came to the conclusion that I could not extend the skirt with the assigned coloured fabric that they are. However, coincidentally, I could extend it with the opposite fabric. So that's exactly what I did, and I liked how it turned out. Moving on to the pockets, yes, these juicy bad boys are going to be my pockets, a little squishy squishy, giving it the shake test. I cut a hole whereabouts either side of me where I wanted the pockets to go, lined them up, and sewed them on. Oh, looked like the shake test didn't work out, there's still a little bit of shake in there. Now it's time to cut out the new panel. I decided to choose a free embroidery pattern and chose with the chart that came with my embroidery machine. Once sewn, I had to stretch the bodice into the embroidery hoop and choose a thread. I chose a dark green. However, as you will see, I done goofed up and only replaced the top spool, leaving the bobbin with black thread. I thought I could just go over it again with the complete correct thread, but my mistake was destined to prevail. Here's where I did the black first and then did it again, obviously. So that looks a little weird. I'm thinking if I just go over this with the same design again, it'll look a little worse. Now for the last crumbs of my scraps to go towards lacing for the bodice. I can now add the waistband to connect the bodice to the skirt, and finally sew in a zipper. However, trouble occurred when I watched this footage back and realized how god-awful that white zip looked.
Look at this dude. Oh, no, 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 no.
So after Hobbycraft, I went for a new zip. Can we get a little commotion for the dress? People us teaching Baker to walk on a treadmill. Last couple of things now, good grief. The zip, this for the waist, and some boning. And if I can be bothered, I might, because I took this off. The original green pinafore I butchered to add. I think maybe it'd be cute to add it back on, because I added it to this pinafore that I'm wearing. Probably might not be enough though, so in comes this random stuff. Got my crafting juice. Let's fucking go! Good God, I think I'm done. Okay, well if that's the case, then I guess the next clip is probably the reveal. Without further ado. The reveal.
What's wrong? What is it?
How I love being a woman.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I feel very Anne of Green Gables, aren't I? And I'm not mad about it. I'll try to keep this brief. So let's start with the apron. Apron was so plain and simple. I love it so much. I'm so glad I ironed everything that I could. Literally the only issue I came across was pockets. That's weird. That's confusing. I hope it doesn't look that strange in the shots. But yeah, it's almost like a dress. The skirt is that flowy. It like almost covered me entirely almost. It was so nice. It's something that I want to wear like every day, but it's so like dramatic. I know I can't. Now onto the dress. We all know where I went wrong here. I don't use A, lack of sewing pattern for skirt, B, lack of fabric. That's all it was. It is unfortunate, but I'm not mad at myself for it. I did my best. Honestly, I think I did really fucking well for the predicament I put myself in. Nonetheless, I think it's beautiful. You know, I'm just prone to making these sorts of little mistakes. I'm not perfect, and maybe it's nice to. Oh my goodness! Oh, what a cutie! That was so funny. Where was I? Oh my god, I'm dazed. I prone to make mistakes, and I'm sure it's nice to watch just a human make mistakes. I didn't double line the bodice. I should have double lined the bodice. I have this like need where I feel the need to just try and make it like such little material on my waist as possible to make it look small, because it isn't double lined. It's very flimsy. The flowage of the skirt is to the most like peak. Like this is exactly the flowage I want in the skirt. I love it. The little raw like seams everywhere, the little like pieces of thread. That's fine. I am happy with how this turned out. I think I am slowly learning. I really do need to buy more sewing patterns. I will get there eventually, guys. Don't you worry. I've already filmed a baking video, so that should be out soon. Hint, if you're a fan of Studio Ghibli, stay tuned for that. Yeah. I think that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, I'm going to keep crafting. I craft every day. And if you want to see any of my other videos, I've already made a bunch of other silly, whimsical shit. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye! I'm sorry.
You like me?
No, Pinky! You have much to live for!
My lady. Should I eat the last wing?